Good afternoon to everyone. We are beginning with the second session for the day, Internship, a step towards scaling. I would request the chairperson for the session, Professor Vikas Pisulekar sir, and the resource person, Shri Sharat Sodnekar sir, and Shri Pachu Menon sir, to kindly take their seats. This session will focus on critical role of internship in skill development and how academic institutions and industry can work together to provide students with practical experience and job-ready skills. Now I would request Assistant Professor Sonam Pednikar to kindly introduce the guest.
Good afternoon, everyone. It's my honor to introduce our esteemed chairperson for today's conference, Dr. Vikas Jyotham Pisulekar, the principal of Ponda Education Society's College of Arts and Science. With over 30 years of dedicated service in the field of education, Dr. Pisulekar has established himself as a prominent figure in academia and administration. Dr. Pisulekar began his career as a teacher and has progressed through various administrative roles, including 5 years as a head of Department of Chemistry and coordinator of the postgraduate Department of Chemistry. Since June 2016, he has served as a principal of the college, where he has made significant contributions to enhancing the academic environment and promoting innovative teaching methods. He holds a PhD in chemistry from Goa University, and his academic journey includes a master's degree in physical chemistry from Bombay University. Dr. Pisulekar has been selected for the State Teacher Awards for Excellence in Higher Education for the academic year 2018-19 by the Government of Goa. His commitment to educational reform is evident through his active participation in various policy-making committees. In addition to his administrative responsibilities, he is actively involved in research and has co-authored several papers published in reputed journals, showcasing his commitment to advancing knowledge in his field. We are privileged to have Dr. Pisulekar guiding our discussion today, and I am confident that his insights and leadership will be invaluable to this conference. Please join me in welcoming Dr. Vikas Pisulekar. I also have responsibility in introducing our resource person today. And I'm pleased to introduce our first resource person, Advocate Sharat R. Sodnekar. Advocate Sodnekar is a highly experienced professional in both the legal and human resource fields. He graduated in physics from Mumbai University in 1981 and pursued his bachelor's in law from Goa University in 2005. Additionally, he holds a diploma in personnel management and industrial relations, ranking 90th in India. With over 28 years of experience at MRF Limited, where he advanced to the position of Deputy HR Manager. Advocate Sodnekar has also served as the Director of Human Resources at prestigious establishments such as the Leela Goa and St. Regis Goa at Marriott International. Currently, he practices law in the Industrial Tribunal and Labor Court and serves as a consultant on HR and IR. He has also been a guest lecturer at Kare College of Law, Sri C. Ravi Shankar Institute of Management Studies, and various MBA programs. We are fortunate to have him here. Please join me in welcoming Advocate Sharat Sodnekar. Now it's my pleasure to introduce our second resource person, Shri Pachu Menon, a seasoned professional with over 20 years of experience in the field of placement and outsourcing. Based in Margao, Mr. Menon manages a firm that specializes in providing skilled personnel across diverse sectors, including industries, pharmaceuticals, FMCG, banking, hospitality, medical establishments, and central government organizations. Beyond his professional expertise, Mr. Menon is a passionate writer. He's an author and a senior columnist who contributes thought-provoking articles to various local, national, and international publications. His writing often reflects his deep concern for societal issues, and he uses his platform to comment on the various challenges facing our communities. As a voracious reader who enjoys exploring a wide range of literature, Mr. Menon has been recognized and felicitated for his creative writing skill. We are privileged to have him here. Please join me in welcoming Shri Bachu Menon, sir. As we have heard about the remarkable achievements of our chairperson and resource person today, I acknowledge that their extensive profile could not be captured in this introduction. I have, in my capacity, highlighted some of the most significant aspects of their career. Once again, I welcome all the three experts. Thank you.
Now I would request the chairman of the society, Shri Sanjay Valavalkar sir, to kindly welcome the guest with a token of appreciation. Professor Vikas Pisulekar, Shri Sharat Sodnekar, and Shri Paju Menon sir.
Good afternoon. Okay, I know it's lunchtime, and as the organizers have said, it's 15 minutes that each person, one of us, will get to speak on the subject. It's a very interesting subject, but a subject which has been debated over long years in the industries and in the institutes and colleges. Now, I've had experience in manufacturing unit as well as hospitality when I started my career in MRF. And then went to hospitality in 5-star hotels. Coming straight to the subject on internships. Now, internship is something which, I don't know what the previous speakers have opined on internship, but the internship is something that becomes the first step of you being employable in your careers, whichever is your career. So it's important that every student who aspires to be an intern in any industry of his or her liking should take internship not because he is being nominated by the college or institute to go to that industry and do internship, but with the intention that I will learn, acquire the skills, reskill myself, upskill myself, have the required knowledge, skill to become an entity which will be accepted by the industry as you are. Many a times an intern for a sharp HR manager or a sharp line manager, wherever he's working, gets picked up in the first month itself because if that intern shows positivity at work. Now, remember, we all say interns are not working in the industry, right? They have come to learn. Now, when you learn with the aim that you are going to be a part of that industry. Now, many a times interns, when they join an industry as interns, within a month, sometimes they feel that they are out of the place, right? And they change their field. Now, I've seen that when, especially in hospitality, from catering colleges, when they come to do internships, within a week or a fortnight of internship, some of them feel that they are not cut out for this industry. Now, when I say they are not cut out of the industry, they either take up individual jobs, become individual entrepreneurs, or change their fields altogether. And I've seen n number of examples where, hospitality students who do interns have completely diversified into different fields other than their catering. Now, that does not mean that they're spoiling their 3-year or 4-year or 5-year courses of catering. But it's a mindset where an intern should realize on day one that he's come in the industry to for an internship of his choice or her choice, and he or she is going to learn to become employable for the industry to pick him or her up for a regular job. Many a times when an intern joins, and along with the interns, may I remind you that there is a course called apprenticeship course also. Like when it comes to apprenticeship course, it's also a learning, right? Legally or statutorily, neither an intern nor an apprentice is a worker according to law. There is no labor laws that apply to an intern or an apprentice. Now, apprentice is under Apprentices Act 1961, where right from 8th standard to a graduate, you can join apprentices course in industry of your choice. Whether you are a trade person, whether you have, mechanic or electrician, to administrator, to an office boy, there are various apprenticeship courses where you can join. Now, many a times I've noticed when an apprentice joins, many industries pay more than the statutory stipend to an apprentice. But that stipend is not as much as the regular person gets. So what happens is, for example, when an apprentice joins in the kitchen, right, as a chef, as a would-be chef, now he might earn something like 8 to 10,000, and he's there for 6 months or 1 year or 2 years. The problem is, he does the same job in the kitchen as a regular person of the entry level, straight out of the college, who we normally call a team member. He is straight out of the college, but the difference is, this person is an apprentice who has come to do apprentice's course, but the other person who does the same job as an apprentice gets something like 15 to 16,000 because he's straight out of the college, right? He is selected from a batch of students who, according to, as per the interview skills, the manager or the college picks him or her up. The problem starts after 1 or 2 months, where the apprentices realize that he does the same job, puts the same efforts as a regular person, but he gets half the payment after a month or 2 months. And they feel unjustified. They feel that, I should have come as a team member. But the fact that apprentices course is a mandatory course, it's a statutory course under Apprentices Act 1961. Now, when you finish that 1 year or 2 year as per your trade, it's a completion certificate that can apply anywhere. Many students fail to realize, and what do is, they resign or leave the apprentices course halfway and then go after the company to absorb them. Some companies absorb them because in 1 or 2 months, the companies might feel that they are as good as the FTCs or the team members who are working in the kitchen. Now, this is typical of the kitchen. Now, I'm talking about high-end hotels. Now, what happens in low hotels is sometimes they end up finishing the course, apprentices. The problem is, if an apprentice completes 1 year of apprentice's course in a, say, 3-star hotel or a 4-star, he finds it difficult to come or build up his career in a 5-star resort. There's a huge difference between a luxury deluxe resort and a low-end hotel. Like, for example, where I work, the Leela Goa, or the present St. Regis of Marriott International, we are in the luxury segment, where they have no units, there are no properties which is less than the luxury or high-end hotels. They only believe in luxury. The problem is, when you don't do apprentices or internship in these hotels, you find it difficult if you want to build up a career in the best of the hotels. Now, this is in hospitality. In other industries like manufacturing, I had the fortune of working for MRF for 28 years, where apprentices do come, but after 6 months, I really don't know where they go. They complete their apprentices, and we find that they were good enough to be absorbed as whichever field they are, maybe as supervisors, maybe they as operators, if they are from the trade section, maybe as mechanics, maybe as electricians, maybe as carpenters. But after 6 months, we failed to locate them in at least in Goa. So I would urge, now, since this is a college which produces commerce graduates, now commerce graduates are those graduates who will find them comfortable in doing internships or apprentices course in certain financial areas, right? Now, when you do a internship course, it's a course that teaches you many, many things. As I said again, please do not take internship course as part of your job. It's a intern term which you have to take it as a learning process. And this learning process, if you take it seriously and with that mindset that you are going to learn, unlearn and relearn what it takes to be a person who can be absorbed by the industry, then nobody can stop you as students from getting good jobs in Goa. Many times I hear that there are no jobs. There are jobs, provided you are as good as the industry thinks you should be. Many times, I hear this that I applied so many places, and I did internship in that company, but they did not call me. The fact that after you did internship, if you are good, believe me, I have been the director of human resources for many, many years. If you are good, you are told at the end of 6 months that you will be in as a regular employee after you complete your course. And there are n number of examples I can cite. So, now for example, when you are an intern, when you are a student, now what is your relationship with your faculties? A relationship which the students have with their faculties or professors is called a fiduciary relationship, where one of the party is in a position to influence the actions of the other party. Like you come to college, when you are taught by your faculties, by your professors, by your principal, it means that you have that confidence and faith in your teachers that they will give you the best of the education skill and knowledge. So there is an element of influence that your faculty or the professors put on you. This is called a fiduciary relationship. Now, for you to change this fiduciary relationship in the best possible manner, to get into a master-servant relationship, which is employer-employee relationship, you have to take this internship program very, very seriously. And if you don't take this seriously, then what happens? There's a gap. And then we start talking about the gap between academia and the industry. In fact, I would opine that there is no gap. As long as the individual puts up the best foot forward, he or she will not find it difficult to get a job. But the problem is, you get tempted by, and you start comparing yourself with a regular person while you're doing interns. That's a huge problem in not only in manufacturing and hospitality. I've seen that in hospitals also. An intern nurse who looks at a regular nurse, and when she realizes or he realizes that it's a payment which is less than 5,000, 15,000 again, 9,000 or 10,000. She does the same job, night duties, she feels treated badly. So she leaves the internship program halfway. And this does not take that intern anywhere in her career or in his career. So please remember, as an intern, if you don't take internship seriously, then you are yourself not bridging a gap between you and the employability. Employability is a factor where you become, you reach a position where you become employed, where the industry finds you, you are an employable entity. Now, it is not for the college to decide this, right? College can impart you skill, knowledge, education, but when you go into internship, it's important that as an individual, you should exhibit a sense of seriousness, a sense of responsibility, make yourself accountable to learn the skills and the knowledge that is imparted to you by the industry. I think my time is up. I can take any questions maybe later. Thank you so much and all the best.
Thank you so much, sir. Now I would request the next speaker, Pachu Menon sir, to kindly express his thoughts.
Manoj, after listening to you and Radhika madam, I don't think I'm in the right place to talk. Nevertheless, I am told that I write better than I talk. So please bear with me. Dignitaries on and off the dais, respected teachers and students. I am told that as an individual who has been very closely associated with a working environment that cannot but be called demanding for more than 2 decades, I am supposed to be an expert in the line. I think I am in a perfect position to give a few valuable insights about the nuances of the business line that I am in. Thanks to the liberalization policies of the government, as one of those few who dared venture into the business of supplying manpower to various companies and MNCs at the turn of the century, we would be called the veterans of this business. We call ourselves manpower consultants, mind you, which is nothing but a glorified term for being a labor contractor. Okay. Initially, we were concerned with procuring and supplying the unskilled variety of workers. We call them casuals. Most of the factories, like he said, in the hotels and all, you have this system of supplying casuals who are as good as helpers for everybody. Okay. But as the ambit of the outsourcing activities increased, we were soon engaged in providing our clients with the semi-skilled and the high-skilled varieties of workers. These were those class of workers who had the basic knowledge of the works to be executed and could be expected to work independently to some extent. But the overall supervision of the company employees, who were called the regulars, it was mandatory. Contractual employees, that was the term given for all these categories of workers. Each company prescribed to its own working pattern, and the efficiency of a particular worker depended on how well he gelled with his set of supervisors who happened to be regular company employees. We then graduated to being service providers as we branched out from the industrial segment to sign on clients from various other sectors. The 3 classes of work, however, continued to be the criteria insisted upon. But it was as a placement consultant that I failed miserably. We faced quite a lot of problems. The inability to recruit the right type of candidate with the necessary skills as desired by the client proved to be undoing. As long as the recruitments were confined to the back office staff and candidates at supervisory level, things were okay. The problem was procuring staff with enough skills for manufacturing units and high-profile companies which required employees to take the establishments to the next level of achievement. Considering the demands of the new working environment, it thus becomes essential for the academia to partner with the industries to provide both the employer and the prospective employee the right opportunities so that both are in a win-win situation. Needless to say that the academia interface as that collaboration between academic institutions and industries to promote knowledge sharing and skill development needs to be strengthened. Education is essentially a process of ask, attitude formation, skills and knowledge. I think it's a lengthy one. But in the current system, sheer information is transmitted and handled. Internship involves application, utilization of what is known to what is to be done in work situation. In this sense, skilling is the nucleus of learning and education. Knowledge without skills is not of much use. For developing skills, one needs to have someone to supervise, mentor, and support the intern. Skilling today is not a one-time exercise, but is a lifelong process involving upskilling and reskilling to catch up with the changing technology and economy. Academic programs need to be oriented towards the culture of internship, for which teachers need to identify the individual skills, traits, talents among the students to prepare them for hands-on work through the internship. Work-life scenario has changed drastically in the last millennium, in which internship is integral to any field. Institutions and faculty will gain popularity with options and opportunities they are able to provide to the interns. With education becoming expensive, learners have to plan early about becoming self-independent, with plans of work where skills are an advantage. Teachers have to become more involved. They have to move beyond the course content and evaluation and build up a positive attitude among learners in the matter of skilling and internship. What is learned will have to appear through how it is applied, how much and how effectively. Such assessments will gain credibility in the long run. Teachers as motivators, guides and mentors have to necessarily approach or find access and seek opportunities to work in the field or on the ground to gain insights and practical life knowledge. Now, I'll just mention here, I attended 2 or 3 conferences before. It was with regard to teachers. We had one speaker standing up and asking the audience, now how many of you all are teachers by choice and how many of you all are teachers by default? I mean, I'm not elaborating on that. So I sincerely hope, and for the students also, that you all are all teachers by choice. Okay. Such exposure or experience and interface will make teachers knowledgeable, practical minded, and more useful for the learners and the institutions. Institutions, faculties, and managements have to treat such periodic upskilling of teachers as priority area. In advanced countries, I learn they prefer industry experience while choosing the faculty, which makes sense. In our setup, the academic programs are far removed from what goes on in the field continuously, speedily, and simultaneously. The area of curriculum development is left in the hands of people, largely from the academic side, and the participation of industry or business leaders in this movement is least, to say the least. A well thought out program that is updated and revised from time to time with projections and prospective plans and involving the practitioners of various businesses, managers of relevant industry or profession can help build the right path to internship promotion, popularization, and performance. Teachers will thus have to be the drivers of this transformation. A proactive approach by teachers to these demands of the modern time becomes all the more essential. It is high time all the stakeholders in the academia and educational administration, so also the takers and beneficiaries of education, work to make this shift possible through concerted efforts and collective action. I don't know how far this is going to be a successful venture, but all the best to it. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir, for the valuable insights. And now I would like to call upon the chairman for the session, Professor Vikas Pisulekar, sir, to kindly share his thoughts.
Good afternoon. I know everybody is hungry. I will try to be also brief. In fact, what my two panelists who come from the industry has already said about the internship. See, I run a course in PES College since 1998. It is a vocational course on industrial chemistry. What Dr. Radhika said, what Dr. Manoj has said, or for that matter, what even Sanjay Bab has said, I have experienced all this because I am running this course almost for now 26 years. This course has been designed not as a purely academic. It is partly with industry, and being an industrial chemistry, meaning it relates to all the different types of industries where the chemicals are required. When we started this particular course, until today, the one of the major component is to have 2 months compulsory internship. That starts after the first year and ends before the third year. And my experience is, as we all know now, because internship is going to be compulsory under national education policy, and it is going to be after the 4th semester, 2 months of internship. I found that really this student, because I could not take a large number of students because the problem was industry was not coming forward to give the training or the internship. So therefore I had to limit the number. Initially we started with 30, then it came down to 15, because we as a science college, if we have to have a practical, that should be a minimum batch of 15. So we had initially 30, then I found lot of difficulty in placing this student. Maybe because either, as you must have heard the previous speaker speaking, they may not ready to train them. They did not have the training cell except for Zuari agrochemicals, where we did have a good internship for this particular student. But then my experience is as an academician, interacting with the industry on day-to-day basis, beyond being my science college, where all these people get employment immediately, those of you want after the BSc, my experience is good as well as bad. Good in terms, some industry came forward, they said, yes, we will train your student, because those are going to be my future employees. And I tell you, after running this 26 years course, today majority of them are at the top level of the industry. They are occupying positions of the managers, vice president, president, etc. They are also proud that they have gone through this industrial chemistry. Not only in terms of internship. If you look at our national education policy, it also talks about research internship. Many of these, after doing BSc, they felt, why go into industry? Go into higher education. do MSc, do PhD, apply this knowledge, come out with some solution. Many of them did PhD with IITs. They are now solving many of the problems of the industry. Most of them are in Mumbai or in big cities where they are working as a consultants. Why I am telling you all this is because, see, when we have said now that internship is going to be compulsory after the 4th semester, and if you look at the number of students that we are going to have in general education, arts, science, commerce, BBA, BCA, etc., will be about 10 to 15,000. Is industry in Goa ready for giving this internship of 2 months in the month of May, June? Has the university thought over this? See, UG has already come out with the guidelines, how this internship is going to go about. Mumbai University, I was just going through because I was as a chairperson to come and say, Mumbai University has already put up its a program, how this internship is going to work. They have said that 6 to 8 weeks internship will work between May and June. It will be between 2 credit to 4 credit, so anything between 60 to 120 hours. They will have a program chalked out for this. College has to come out with different forms. These forms will be a mentor. First of all, college has to identify the mentor from the college side. Then they have to contact the industry side, get the mentor from there. Then put all these relieving of the things, going to the, as earlier speaker was talking about, yes, in this 1 month or 2 months, the concerned mentor from the college will visit the industry, see how the student is doing well, or whether he really likes that internship, as our expert was saying, Mr. Necker, that after a week or 2 weeks or after 15 days, they thought this is not my cup of a tea. So all this is going to happen, and then it is going to be assessed for 2 credits. So how the assessment will be? The evaluation will be done by the industry person, and then the evaluation, second evaluation will be done by the college, and for their a formal structure has to be in place because this will be part of their degree, 2 credits. So are we ready for all this? Have we thought over this? Because another 6 months time, all this becomes the mandatory and compulsory things. We are also running, in terms of internship, what we are providing. See, my management is running a Tata Strive Center for last 2 years. My personal experience, all these are sponsored program under CSIR by all the big companies, whether in terms of banking, which is HDFC, Crompton Griving, Tata Group companies, which are contributing to all this, and 3 major important courses, short-term courses, in which 2 months internship and 1 month theoretical knowledge is provided to them. 3 most important courses in terms of what is the requirement of Goa they are doing. One for tourism industry, particularly the hotel industry, where they are preparing the student from front office assistant, or all the works which are required when you go in a hotel industry at the lower level. Qualification is just 12. Then we find now in Goa, as our Vice Chancellor was talking about, our average age now, life expectancy has gone up. It is more than 75 years. Today we find more elderly people at home, their sons, daughters working outside Goa, or may not have time to give them. We are having a course on general assistant, which is a nursing course. Again, a 12th is the minimum qualification, 3 months, 1 month theoretical curriculum, 2 months practical knowledge. And the third is user X, which is particularly for our computer science student who do BSc or BCAs, but with computers are the things where they can go to any industry, design everything, whatever the solution in terms of IT is required, that is given, again in 3 months. But what we find after 50 such courses that we have run of 30 students each, students are reluctant to come. Everything is free, right from 9 to 5. Starting from the breakfast till the evening tea and including the uniform, everything is freely provided by Tata Strive. We have provided them all the logistics, buildings, everything. They get the best of the trainers, but still we find problem with our Goan student. I run, as I said, the industrial chemistry. We are also running other science courses where there is no compulsory internship. But then I send them to the different industries. But when I tell them, see, if you go to the industry, what you are learning here, as Sanjay Baba was telling me, same is my experience. We are telling them XRD machine, they don't know. Only when they go there, they can see, oh, IR machine, they don't know. Different types of analysis. What we do in the practical are all basic things, not what is required in the industry. Because we are not supposed to do all those things. But once they go there, they will understand all this, how this works. This is the theory which they are employing. But again, the response is poor. What is happening with our student? Why they are not ready? We are talking about there is a industry academia gap. Students are unemployable. And as Mr. Chodankar has said, if an intern is good, they are picked up. I have seen this with my industrial chemistry student. Yes, they are picked up. And since they are therefore now they are after 15, 20 years, they are occupying the top position. But you look at the large majority of our students, they don't have interest. So how we are going to create this interest, then only we will send them as an intern, then only they will complete the graduation, then only they will get the job. Although we are doing everything, I don't think so. We may have to work when we talk about internship, skilling. NEP talks about everything. Experiential learning, on-job training, research, projects. So all this will give them a practical knowledge. But are they ready to use this and get into the employment? This is the first question I think I always ask myself, looking at the present student, which was not the case 10, 15 years back. Today everybody wants to have only one job, government job. Nobody wants, see, I can tell you one example. See, we every year have a job fair, placement, everybody comes. Looking at their academic nature, academic score, the way they answer, they are picked up. Within 2, 3 months, 6 months, they try to leave. Reason? Hard work. 8 hours of job, 12 hours of job. We don't want. I was going for NEC last year. One classical example. One of the student was chosen at Syngenta, starting salary 3 lakhs rupees. I asked her, kindly send your appointment letter because I want to put it on NEC because that is one of the requirement as a evidence proof. What she and her father told me, if you put this letter on the website, everybody will see. She doesn't want to continue in Syngenta. She wants to get a government job. She will not get. This is what I am getting funny things. Everybody who are placed, they will come and tell me, I wish to change my job, go into the government job. So I think when we are talking about internship, giving them all the skills, making them employable, I think they should think of taking the job which is best suited for that. And I think for that, when we talk about bridging the gap between industry and academia, that mindset of the student we have to also change. Then only I think all our students, see, look also in terms of what is happening with the UPSC and GPSC examination. You might be having the same problem there also. Since 2005, when Ashutosh Teli got selected as an IAS officer, nobody has come. Except for last year, we find some person from outside Goa coming and settling here and clearing the IAS officer after a gap of almost 24 years. We are giving them all this training to appear for this. They don't show any interest. So when we talk about employability, internship, skilling, I think first we should be in a position to tell all our youngsters who are coming in our colleges from first year to third year that see, this is the thing that is available. Goa has got all, as Professor Manoj was talking about in terms of so many things. If I want, I can talk in terms of what are the industries available. There are 95 different pharmaceutical industries just to talk in Goa. Thousands of students are being employed. All those science students, art students, commerce students, various positions they require. They can be employed. But what happens? Even when they are trained, they are good, they will not join there. Even if they join, after some time, they will try to leave. So I don't believe that there is a lot of gap between industry and academia. Yes, there are certain courses, there are certain programs where the applicable part may not be there, where employability may not be there. Yes, of course, as Vice Chancellor has said, yes, we have to look into those things. University is looking into all these things. But wherever everything is available, we have to make sure that our students get employed once they are given a training. If that doesn't happen, then doing all this type of the things is not going to make. So therefore my appeal to each and every one of the principals, heads of the department, teachers who have come, and the students particularly who are also attending this. See, everything is available in Goa, and you not have to go out to get a job. All the skilling industry is also now coming forward. As I said, they are ready to help. Take the internship seriously. Find out whether you really want to be in that particular field. And I think then the sky is the only limit. Because I know as a person, in last my 33 years of experience, I have seen how my students have scaled different heights. They are the one today helping me in placing my youngster today. They come and tell me, say, I am at this position, this is what is required. Only they require is BSc. They did not have to have a very high-fi knowledge. All that we will train them. Let them understand how this works, we will give the job. So if we can look, whether it's art, science, commerce, BBA, BCA, if we can look at the student, what are their interests, we can place them in particular area of their interest and give them the internship, understand what industry wants from there. I think the industry academia gap we will fill. Everybody can get a job and nobody will, of course, only one thinking, the booth tancha taklen basla ki government job is the only job that they want to do it. Te kashe karun bahar kadpa jaye. I congratulate Professor Bhave and Sanjay Bab for coming out with this idea, because they have made me part of their industry academia committee and giving me opportunity to chair this particular session. I think we are really interested in doing something for the student, and we will definitely do to make our student employable. Just if we can put a positive thought in that, whatever work that they are doing, give them the best, they will achieve what they want. Thank you very much for listening to me.
Thank you so much, sir. This session has truly been an enlightening one. The two panelists having almost 3 decades of experience in industry, and the session which is chaired by a senior academician has definitely enlightened us with the practical realities of bridging the gap between the industry and academia. On behalf of Prabodhan Education Societies, Vidya Prabodhini College of Commerce, Education, Computer and Management, I take this opportunity to thank the chair for the session, Professor Vikas Pisulekar sir, who has been a guide and mentor for the Prabodhan Education Societies, Vidya Prabodhini College for over such a long period of time, for your valuable insight and your time, sir. Thank you so much. I would also like to thank the two panelists, Sri Sharad Sodnikar sir and Shri Pachu Menon sir, for your deep insight through your experiences over decades of experience in the industry. Thank you everyone for patient listening.